Assalamu alaikum. In this video I'm going to explain how to add or subtract fractions. First thing you should know, adding and subtracting fractions are the same thing. You only have to do one step or pay attention to one thing before you can add or subtract. And that one thing is, both fractions should be on the same denominator. So you can add or subtract. But if they're not the same denominator, you cannot add them and subtract them. Let's say this. Let's start with an example. You have here 3 over 5 plus 1 over 5. Here, before I do anything, I need to make sure that both denominators are the same. In this case, I have 5 here and 5 here. So I'm good to go. Both denominators are the same. I can simply add the numerators on top. 3 plus 1 equals 4. And here in the denominator, you don't do anything to the denominators. You have 5, 5, so you should put 5. The same denominator goes down. You don't add them, you don't subtract them, you don't do anything to them. The same denominator goes down. And in subtraction, the same thing. 3 over 5 minus 1 over 5. I have to make sure that both denominators are the same. As in this case, we have 5 here and 5 here. Yes, they're the same. I can simply subtract them. 3 minus 1 equals 2. 5 and 5, the same denominator goes down. This is your final answer. But let's say you have different denominators in this case. Let's say you have 3 over 7 plus 2 over 14. I have to make sure that both denominators are the same. In this case I have 7 and 14. They are not the same. They're not the same, so I need to make them the same. I have to make them the same, as we did in comparing fractions in the other video. If you haven't looked at it, you can watch the other video in comparing fractions and know how to get an equivalent fraction with the same denominator. I'm going to explain briefly here. 7, how can I make it to look like 14? I need to make the 7 14. So I have two equal denominators. 7 multiplied by which number to get 14? Multiplied by 2. So a 3 here should be multiplied by 2 as well to get 6. Plus 2 over 14. Now I have the same denominator on both of them. I can simply add them. 6 plus 2 equals 8 over the same denominator, which is 14. Remember, don't add or subtract denominators. Let's say we have the same problem here. 3 over 7 minus 2 over 14. The same step. 7 and 14 are not the same denominator, so I need to make them the same. I'm going to change the 7 to 14. And how to do that? Multiplying by 2. So the 3 here should be multiplied by 2 as well to become 6. Minus 2 over 14. Since I have both denominators the same, 14, 14, I can simply subtract them now. 6 minus 2 equals 4. And the same denominator goes down, so 4 over 14. This is the answer, but you can simplify it. 4 over 14, both of them are divisible by 2. You will get 2 over 7. Dividing by 2 gives you 2. Divided by 2 gives you 7. And here both of them are divisible by 2 as well. Dividing by 2 gives you 4. Dividing by 2 gives you 7. So these are the final answers. Let's move on. And last thing, if you have like this, 3 over 5 plus 2 over 4. These are two different denominators, and you can't make the 5 4 and you can make the 4 5. I cannot multiply the 4 by any number to make it 5, and I cannot multiply the 5 by any number to make it 4. What to do here, as we did in the equivalent fractions or in comparing fractions, I need to think of a common multiple for 4 and 5. I need to get a multiple that is multiple of 4 and 5 at the same time. Or I can simply multiply them by each other if I don't know a multiple. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20, so I'm going to choose the new multiple die, or the new denominator is 20. How can I make the 4 20? How can I change it to make it 20? Multiplying by 5. I multiplied here by 5, so I should multiply by 5 here as well. 2 by 5 gives you 10. How can I make the 5 20? Multiplying by 4. So I need to multiply the 3 by 4 as well to get 12. And addition sign. Since both denominators are the same, I can simply add them over the same denominator. The same denominator stays. 12 plus 10 gives you 22. This is it. This is the final answer. Let's say you have the same problem here, 3 over 5 minus 2 over 4, but this time it's subtraction. Just do the same steps. I'm going to put the same fraction, both fractions on 20, because 20 is a common multiple for both 4 and 5. How can I make the 420 multiplying by 5? So the 2 should be multiplied by 5 as well to get 10. Don't forget the subtraction sign. 5, how to make it 20 multiplied by 4. The 3 should be multiplied by 4 as well to get 12. Both denominators are the same, so I'm going to put 20 here. 12 minus 10 equals 2. And these are the answers. After that, you can look at 22 over 20. Both of them are even numbers, so both of them are divisible by 2. Divided by 2 gives you 11. Divided by 2 gives you 10. And here both of them are divisible by 2. Divided by 2 gives you 1. Divided by 2 gives you 10. These are the final or the simplest form of these fractions. And that's it.